make. Without further ado, let's not waste any more time. I saw him in New York City just yesterday. Malky Kawa, Jorge Masvidal, kind enough to join us right now via the magic of Zoom. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
How are you? Man, what about Malky? I mean,
great.
Mr. Suge Knight over there, all up in the video. Why do you got to be so close to the camera and Jorge in the back?
Switch spots. I'm just at my desk, Ariel. It's a very simple thing. I'm at my desk, okay? I'm talking because you can get caught in New York City, like yesterday.
Right.
Walk right up on you, all right? Don't be trying like that, all right, bud?
Okay.
This here one shit only works, you know what I'm saying, on the internet, but I'll see you in person.
Yeah, I saw you face to face. You see that, Jorge? You see these guns right here. You know people ain't coming up to me in person. They talk that smack behind a camera, behind a screen. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Jorge, last week, almost.
You did karate, so.
What's that?
I know you did karate, so I got my money on you. My hard-earned dollars.
Respect. Last week, literally at around this time, like 3:30 last Wednesday, I'm sitting here doing the show. Word comes through that you're out of the December 11th fight against Leon Edwards. My most anticipated fight of the fourth quarter of 2021. What happened?
Good injury happened. I don't think I've ever signed the bout agreement and pulled out ever. In my whole history in the UFC, this is the first time. And I don't want to discuss the actual injury that I got, but I can't have impact for like 5-6 weeks. And the reason why I never discuss my injuries online is because why? Why am I going to give info out of myself? So I told the UFC if we could push it back further. It's up to Leon, and from his initial response, he doesn't want to wait. I don't blame him. If he has the option to fight for the title or wait 2 more months from me, I don't know what he wants to do, or nor do I give a fuck. All I know is if he wants to go February, March, we can go. If he doesn't want to wait, then it's on to the next date.
And so I'm sure you've seen, he has said recently that, he didn't think you'd ever show up, that you went running, that you didn't want to fight, that you were out of shape. What do you make of his comments? Oh, you want to answer that, Malky?
Can I answer?
If he could respond to all of that, he could make all that be true and known. If just fight in March, shut your mouth, wait for me, and then we fight in March. If not, whatever, I have history on my side. I've always made weight. I've never pulled out of a signed agreement. I have history on my side. First time, I'm coming off 2 losses as well. I'm 37. I just got to make sure that I go in there healthy and well to give him my all, Yeah, if he wants to wait till February, March, I could decapitate him on site for the world to see. If he doesn't, what can I do,
Hey, Ariel.
I'll see you eventually, though. We will meet.
Hey, I just want to remind everybody, you know what I mean, that he was the guy that literally walked up to him behind the scenes after a fight in his own hometown with his whole entire entourage, right? And confronted him for some words that he said there, you know what I mean, in person. So, this whole listen, I think at this point in 2021, going into 2022, I think everybody needs to stop this narrative of fighters are afraid of each other, right? And that you guys are pulling out of fights because there's no fighter afraid of another fighter. Leon ain't afraid of George ain't afraid of Leon. You know what I mean? So that whole, I knew he was not going to make it, BS. We're looking forward to that fight.
I'm not afraid of the champion in 6 days' notice. Believe me, there's not a man that God made that I won't fight if I'm ready to fight for it. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't address or care. Like, if people think this or people think that, people are always going to think whatever the fuck they want to think. Come March, if we're locked in the cage, it's a different story, Then the thinking stops and people don't know.
Well, so,
yeah, it's crazy to me. That's crazy to me, bro. I think that's crazy.
Jorge, which fight means more to you? Which fight, gets you going more? That one or the Colby Covington one? Because now all of a sudden, Colby's available and he's talking about you and he says this is the fight to make and all this stuff. So if presented the option, if the UFC says, all right, Jorge, you're back in March, great. Who do you want? Who are you picking?
If it was right now in this particular day and time, I would say I would beat Leon's ass because I signed him. I made an agreement as a man, like, hey, I'm fucking you up next. I want to hold into that as much as possible. But if that's not able to happen, of course I would love to bash Colby's face in. And we're talking about the biggest coward in my sport, all across all divisions, all sports. This guy is the king coward. He can't control himself but being a coward. So I would love to smash his face in and get a handsome reward on it. But if at this particular time, since I signed first with Leon, I would like to address Leon's bitch ass first. And And then we'll take care of the fragile right guy. But, now he's changing his gimmick. Now he's a nice guy and shit. Usman beat his ass so hard. Now he's a nice guy. Damn, wow, what a fucking turn of events, huh? That fucking coward. Anyways, Ariel, let's talk about some positive stuff. So I'm coming out real negative talking about these two cowards, man. I got GFC. December 17th. I got the motherfucking main event of main events. Bare knuckle action. 2 ex-UFC veterans that are fucking guaranteed to deliver a bloodbath and then some. And then some dim sum. Now, I'm going to tell these motherfuckers who's on that card.
You tell them who's on that card. You tell them who's on that card. You tell them who's on the card.
Alex Nicholson.
Yeah, damn right.
Rashad Colt are fucking the main event. Are you fucking kidding me? Bare knuckle. Even I got a reaction out of it.
Yeah, Rashad.
Don't play poker me.
Well, Rashad has been talking recently about Triller not honoring his deal.
Yeah, it's signed and done. The ink is dry. They will be headlining GFC December 17th, Biloxi, Mississippi.
Okay.
Are you fucking?
That's good.
Then the next day, Ariel. Then the next day, we got Dade County's finest, besides Masvidal, Frank Gore fighting on the Jake Paul card, which I'm excited to go do that one too. So that's gonna be an interesting one also.
Listen, to anybody that takes my word seriously, put a good amount of money on Frank Gore. Just saying.
Really? Frank Gore right now, I believe. What are the odds that I said yesterday? Minus 225?
185. No, the other one's plus 225. I think Frank's minus 185.
I'm not gonna say too much with this, Ariel. Okay. Nate Diaz made a comment like, he ain't no West Coast gangster. He ain't no West Coast gangster. And I said something like, damn right. I'm a down south Miami goon. I'm a Miami goon. And when you talking about Miami goon, you were talking about the Frank Gore. That motherfucker can throw some hands, man. So put your money on him, man.
Okay.
Have dinner with the earnings.
Malky, could I ask you, for your client Jorge, which fight has more money attached to it? Leon or Colby?
Definitely the fragile, dude. That little fragile fucking piece of ice, see-through motherfucker. Definitely.
I think the bigger fight is Colby, right? Like, I think everybody wants to see. I mean, here's the crazy thing about it. You got the 3-piece in the soda that started with Leon, right? Which I'd love to just see that fight happen in the cage. I just think that's, a great fight. And then you got Colby, which there's real beef there and real bad blood. So I think either one of them, you know what I mean, they're both big fights. You know what I mean? It's just, for Georgie, it's always been who can put him back in the title picture first. And, really it's that. If Leon waits till March with Leon, and then Colby will happen, or a title shot will happen, or whatever might happen, whatever it is, right? But it's one of those guys. That's really what it is. It's those two guys have to be the next two guys somewhere, somehow.
Has there been any talk of having Jorge and Colby coach the Ultimate Fighter?
Hell yeah. There's always talk of that. Some he say, some he say.
We actually listen.
They say, but they don't put a lot of money in my pocket. I don't do anything. And I've done TV for a while, like reality TV and all that stuff. I know what this entails and how much fucking work. This is harder for me than being at the fucking gym, because you're talking about, can you do that again? Can you eat like this? Can you, bro, leave me the fuck alone. This is not.
Was that reality TV?
Whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
How's that reality TV?
I don't like doing. It's not that it's scripted, but maybe the fucking lights were off, this and that. They make you fucking do things. It's fucking long.
So maybe it's not reality TV.
I don't know, buddy. You never been there. I will have to have a nice, handsome reward if I'm going to be doing some shit like that for like 6 weeks. You got to pay me money if you want to see some filter raw ass game. But if not, fucking leave me at home.
Is this a thing?
Fucking what thing?
Is this a real thing?
We just made it a thing. No homo.
No. There's people talking about it online.
We just made it a thing for me to coach at.
The problem with the Ultimate Fighter, Ariel, is that the timing of it would be to film sometime in the beginning of the year and then fight in June or July. And the problem with that is he's trying to fight in March. So we're really hoping that Leon takes the fight. If Leon doesn't take the fight, then you know what I mean. Then it's Colby next, or whoever else that we can get in front of us in March. That's our timetable, and that's really kind of what it is. So.
Or Gilbert, yeah. Gilbert's another dude that I actually like him. He's one of the dudes in the top 5. He's fucking comes to scrap. He doesn't talk a ton of trash like these other guys that get attention. I would love to fight Gilbert either. If for some reason Colby was out fucking, or his vagina was hurting the day, he doesn't want to compete. I get it, I'll take Gilbert or Leon. I'm telling you, Kobe talks a lot, but
I have to say, I feel like you guys threw me a bit of a curveball here. I thought for sure you were going to come on and say, whatever, Leon, get your title shot finally. You know, you can make that happen. You and Kamaru, it's time for me and Colby once and for all.
I don't mind that rap.
Well, listen,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't mind that. I would love that rap. Do you see that halo on top of me?
Yes, I do.
Do you see that?
Yeah, it's perfect.
I can only say the truth right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind which outcome I get, as long as I get an outcome. It's a march, yes. It's a march, and I keep getting after. You know what I'm saying? I want to fucking sprint as hard as I can next year, get as many fights as I can in next year, and just stay healthy and compete as much as possible. So to me, I'm gonna fight all these guys. It just doesn't matter when. I don't give a fuck. Bring them on, whoever. If it's Leon's ass or it's Kobe's ass, let's go. Line them up. Come on.
And they can run it back for the last one too. Or I mean, if he wants to run the last one back, you know what I mean? I know it's the last part of the thing. We can do that one too.
Right. What was that, Jorge? You said something. I didn't hear you.
He said, "Let that guy live."
He doesn't want it. Right, that's another dude that's always talking, but you know what I'm saying? Asking for like insane things, you know, so whatever, man.
Well,
I'm here to fight, Ariel. I love what I do. And how long have I been in the sport, Ariel? Tell the people, because if I say they might not even believe me. Tell them how long have I been doing this profession.
Almost 20 years.
See what I'm saying? I love it. This is what I do. I love what I do. You could be like, man, he must be broke as fuck, and that's why he's still fighting. No, I don't. Fucking this guy could even tell you he's a fucking asshole. I don't have to do this. I choose to do this. I love to fucking do this. I love to fucking train. I love to get myself in shape, get the best version of myself out there possible, and then go to war with another man and fucking keep improving on myself, you know?
Well,
I'm here for another good 2-3 years, so enjoy the fuck out of me, man. Peace. I'm gone. Bags of money. I'm gone. Me and my children just disappeared. Nobody's gonna know what the fuck I'm at. So let's go. 20. What year is this? What year is the next one? So 22? 2022. Gonna be the death of a lot of people. Aaron, I hate to cut you short, bro, but I got shit to do, so come on.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you. You mentioned a lot of names here. We've talked about Leon. We've talked about Colby. We've talked about Gilbert. We've talked about Nathan. Recently, it was your birthday. Happy birthday. And someone named Conor McGregor tweeted about you.
37 years old, man. Do you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, for real. Now
Ariel.
Look at those
Yeah,
guys.
I said it.
Ariel.
34.
Every time he's ever tweeted or anybody's ever tweeted that name at us for Georgie, I do the following. I call, I say, hey, Hunter, what's good? You saw Conor? Yeah, he doesn't want that fight. Okay, cool. Boom. Every single time. It never fails. Every time. And look, and I don't know if that's real or not real, but I know that they said that they've tried to make that fight a couple of times. Conor will not take it. And you've heard Dana, Georgie's too big for him. He's too big for him. And that's the end of that story. So, listen, if they wanted to make that fight, our end accepts no matter what. We're all in. But
so he put this tweet up. It's also Jorge Masvidal's birthday, but I'm using his words here, so these are not mine. He a bitch for bottling the fight against Leon. Fuck your injury. You signed to fight, you fight. Strip that belt from him that he never even won. Something in a house coat. The fuck was that about as well? Last season's Versace house coat? Haha, WTF. What'd you think of that?
I think he's a bitter old man just screaming at the TV all day, you know. It sucks for him that he's broken. He's gotten broken so many times and he can't put himself back together. As far as fighting goes, like, go have a regular life, bro. But he wants stability all across the board on the pro circuit, on the personal life. This dude's gonna end up fucking snoring himself or something. You know? So I'm not worried about him. I'm just trying to get big paychecks and fight. You go to rehab, motherfucker, and treat older people the right way, you know, because if not, when they sign us to fight, I'll teach you some respect. But I really could care less for this dude, bro. He's like a 45, you know, I'm a 170 pound, full grown man size. I don't deal with the fun size, everyone. Like, I've always addressed this when it comes up. We're not even gonna entertain these fucking cockroaches. You know what I'm saying? He's mad because what's his face is signed to his whatever the fuck his company's called, and they were gonna collect the biggest paycheck they were ever gonna collect off my ass fighting and beating Leon's ass. It's not gonna happen anymore. So you see the bitterness getting exposed, but he just picked the wrong dude because
yeah, but he can still get that paycheck, bro. And he can still get that paycheck. But hold on,
horny ass midget doesn't want to fucking tell his guy, yo, wait up and just fucking fight him later, and we'll still get that paycheck. It might even be bigger because there's more publicity behind it. But you know, he's a corny midget fuck. So, whatever.
No, what he said.
You know?
Did you?
And no offense to midgets, because there's a lot of cool midgets.
Did you watch? We're losing you here.
I actually have a lot of midget friends, and there's some really interesting. It's not one of them.
Right. I need to go over down there in South Florida and give the FRM headquarters, which look to be getting better and better each time you guys come on, an internet boost or something like this, because the internet every time is so shoddy over there. What's going on, Malky? What's happening with your internet over there? Why is it so shoddy? It's like 1997 internet dial-up.
Like, you know,
Let me cut all this. Let me see if maybe
all this. You had me looking.
What, are you downloading songs on Napster?
The lowest viewers just based off the
listen, right, listen to me. How do you know it's not his?
Ariel, why didn't you say this sooner, bro? I would have been down these guys next. Like,
It's killing me. Golly, I'm trying to eat every word you're saying.
I got fiber here.
Golly.
I got fiber. Bro.
Yeah.
What's he talking about?
he's on top of it, man. He's right.
Now you're just frozen.
How the fucking things on
What is going on? Do you guys still see me? There you are. You're back. Okay, you were frozen there for a second. Did you watch Colby Usman? What'd you think of that fight?
I thought rounds 1, 2, 3, Usman made great improvements, significant improvements in his head movement, his striking, his ability to stand in his ground and throw back. Like he didn't look nothing like his usual self, which going straight for the clinch or even his striking looked a little bit off. It looked way better, much more improved. You know, round 4 it looks like he had to catch his air. Colby did better than round, and then round 5 he put an end to that again. His footwork and his hand-eye coordination have increased as well as his head movement. So definitely something else to take note of. You know, he's moving a lot better his head. He's staying in the pocket. You know, just barely moving his head and then coming right back with some heat. So I actually was impressed. You know? Colby Usman, I just thought it was like two wrestlers going at it. This last fight, he really showed that he could apply strategy in stand-up and keep to it, you know?
Wow. Okay. Somewhat complimentary. Respect. I know you don't want to talk about the injury, but do you need surgery?
I'm not going under the knife, no.
Okay, good. So March is a strong possibility for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking pay for somebody's face. They're gonna get their face exploded, but they're gonna make a lot of money. So,
what's your prediction, Malky? Who's he fighting in March?
It really depends on Leon. If Leon takes the title fight, if that's what they offer him, then we'll probably end up fighting Colby. But if Leon doesn't, then we'll fight Leon. It all really depends. That's really
funny. Leon and his midget manager, like one after the other, like boom. You know?
So what you're implying, just for those that may not know, Conor Paradigm represents Leon. You're saying he's upset because Leon was getting that big payday that he talked about, and so that's why he tweeted that to you. That I just want to, because I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if the audience knows what you're talking about. That's essentially it, right?
That and I heard that there's been like a shortage of cocaine and iron because of the shipping problems that are happening all over the world. So this guy must be fucking losing his mind, bro. Must be fucking melting in this retard fuck, bro. Could you imagine this moment with all that money and no cocaine, bro? Meltdown.
Oh my. Okay. What about Colby has made it quite personal with you, Jorge. That's why I thought you were going to pick him. He's made it personal. He's talked about you. He's talked about your.
I definitely want to break his face above all. But like I said, I signed to Leon first. So as a duty, as like a man that has word and integrity, I'm going for him first. He says no, I'm going to pass, and fucking Kobe's bitch ass it is. You know, no matter what, it go through Kobe. I'm telling you, I'm fighting everybody or something coming. No matter what, I go through Kobe. Whether he's first or second, doesn't matter to me as long as I get to break his face.
I'm surprised they're not trying to book you versus Khamzat Chimaev also.
I don't know who that is. Is he top 5 guy? Nope.
So they're trying to book
I just
Nate versus
the top 5 guy. Awesome for Nate. Nate is who's Nate? Is he a top 5 guy? Nope. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I roll. I'm just trying to fight the world's best. If not, what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck am I gonna fight an Ultimate Fighter winner? No offense to those guys, because there's some great up and coming guys. Because I don't want to get too much of time. That's it. you come to the top 5 or she becomes whatever the fuck, they come into the top 5, all eyes on me.
Malky, never say I didn't do anything for you. On Monday, we had a big name on my program who's a free agent. You may have heard of him. I know Jorge's heard of him because he's a big fan. Jordan Burroughs is talking about wanting, to try his hand at MMA. I feel like everyone, have you tried to sign this guy? He's he doesn't have a manager, he told me. Have you not had a conversation with him yet? This would be the biggest deal.
I know people that are close to him, that coach, that are friends with his coaches, that wrestled at Nebraska with his coaches. And the feeling still coming out of Lincoln is that he doesn't really want to fight. So if he really wants to fight, you know what I mean, then I'll find out again today or tomorrow, but who knows? You know what I'm saying?
He said he was very sincere.
And if he really wants to fight.
He said he's very sincere. That would be a big deal.
I'll find out. Listen, but find out by the end of today. If that's really the case, then I'll know by the end of today. But the last time I checked on this whole I'm sincere, I really want to fight, they said he wasn't trying to fight. So who knows?
Okay. All right. Jorge, are you going to do anything else for AEW or are you done with them?
It's all a surprise, my brother. It's all calculated steps. It's a lot, and
Abraham has to go like this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go to AEW.
That's all Abe for.
Abraham's back there going, with the cards. Say this. He's showing pictures of Kobe. Like an NFL sidelines. They have all the plays and stuff like that.
Come
on. They're going like this right now. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Yeah. So you don't talk unless you talk. Right?
Abe, is he going back to AEW? What's happening with AEW, Abe?
It's all calculated. It's secret.
You see what I'm saying? I try to tell you.
All right. Okay, well, I feel like we've accomplished a lot here. You are, in fact, injured. This wasn't a ruse. You were intending on fighting him. First time in your career you pull out? Is it really true? The first time ever?
In the UFC.
Go look up my stats.
But wait, was really like people thought that he was pulling out for what reason?
Well, no, he did an interview with ESPN.
No. What was the thing behind it though? No, but hold on, Ariel, I'm serious. So people really thought that he pulled out of this fight to do what exactly?
I don't know. I'm not the one who said it. I obviously believe it. I'm just saying what
Leon. I'm just trying to understand it because hold on, we're talking about the guy who just lost to the champion, right? So was the idea that we're gonna pull out of Leon to go fight Colby because for some then Leon when Dana just sat there and said that in another era Colby's probably the 170-pound champion that nobody's beating Kamaru, that Colby was the closest one to it. Rogan was sitting there saying all that slim in DC. So, in reality, if you really think about it, if that was the plan, oh my God, right? Colby lost. Here's our opportunity. Because think about it. We needed Colby to win, right? We needed Colby to win so we could beat Leon and automatically get a title shot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So by Colby losing, right, it wasn't like, oh my God, yes, we have to fight Colby. It was we want to get to the title. Now, right, if Leon doesn't wait till March, then we got to fight the guy that gets us the closest there. So if Hunter Campbell calls and says, hey, Mal, Burns is the next guy up, right, and we beat him and we're up, then that's what we want to do. If it's, hey, it's this guy, then we'll fight that guy, and if we beat him, then we're up. The reality of it is, and again, that's what I'm hoping in 2022, this whole, he's afraid of me or this and that, all that shit stops. You know what I mean? Notice when you asked about Conor, what I say. I never said he was afraid. I didn't say he was scared. I said they keep saying we're too big for that. He's too big for him, right? So there's certain matchups, certain things that might not make sense for certain fighters. Conor McGregor's a 55-pounder. He fought Dustin at 55. So for us to sit here and be like, oh, we really want to fight Conor when we're at 170, I don't know that really makes a lot of sense. So if Conor wants to fight at 155, at 170, we're ready to rock and roll. But this whole idea that like all of a sudden, by the way, Ariel, he was hurt before the fight. So I want everyone to understand, we were asked not to say anything until after the fight, and we didn't say anything until after the fight. So it's not like we're like, oh, the guy that was supposed to win won, he's available, and we saw something, let's go fight Colby and let's leave Leon alone. The answer is if Leon really wants to fight Jorge Masvidal, if that's really what Leon wants to do, okay, which by the way, from a business perspective, Ariel, if I show you all the 3-piece Minnesota t-shirts and boxes and the gifts that we were sending to the whole entire world, around that fight in particular, there's more money for us to make outside the cage than in the cage fighting Leon. Right in this next one, we're ready to rock 100 t-shirts, 3 pieces of sodas that we wanted. And listen, and no one's mad at Leon. If Leon says, I'm gonna go take the title shot, God bless you. We hope you win, because when we beat Kobe, we get to fight you right away. We don't have to fight 3 or 4 more people to get to the title shot. So, like, it's ridiculous to think that Jorge Masvidal, the BMF, right, the guy that Conor keeps turning down, okay, the guy Nate won't run back with, all right, at the end of the day, is afraid of a guy like Leon Edwards, who he walked up on in the back of a fight in his own home country in front of all his boys, 1 on 30 and didn't give a damn. But well, we're afraid. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, Ariel. I just have to rant a little bit.
Hey, listen, that was a great promo right there. Now I know why you wanted to come on today. That was a great freaking promo, Malky. That was good shit right there.
Yeah, but you gotta lay these things up. Like, you're losing your edge. You gotta start like laying them up so I can come in and boom them. You know what I mean? I can't do anything.
Well, it's tough with the dial-up internet.
Boom them, you know what I mean?
It's tough with the dial-up internet from 1997. It's hard to flow. You know, it's hard to flow, Malik. It's hard to flow. Come on. Well, we'll leave it at that. December 17th.
Hey, listen, bro.
Yeah, you got to fix this internet. Listen, do me a favor. Go back and watch this spot, and you'll tell me if I'm lying or not. Okay, Jorge? Next time, we need to have, you know, fiber optic internet. You know what I'm saying?
I do have fiber. That's what I'm saying. I do have fiber.
Okay, we're switching. Then
Cat 6 cable, bro. What you want me to do? Let me Cat 5. That's I know my shit.
We're switching.
But listen, he's the one in charge of operations right there.
It's probably
Are you still at the AOL headquarters or no?
No, I don't work for AOL. I work for Vox Media here. That's this show, the show of shows, the show of record, the #1 program in the history of mixed martial arts.
Hey, Ariel, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you went from the worldwide leader to Vox, so maybe it's your internet.
Yeah. Trust me. If you saw the connection and the stuff, don't get me started. Don't get me started. All right. Don't get me started. You know, you're trying to cut deep.
Listen, don't. Hey, listen.
That's right. Play some.
Yeah, that's right. Hey.
By the way, I want to shout out to the Helwani family. Hold on. Your brother Dave.
You're trying to shout at my brother and you died. Come on. What a shot. That's a good shot right there. I mean, come on. These guys are going to go back and... Yeah, we can't see anything. We can't hear you.
Water.
I wish I could understand what you're saying, Malky. I really would.
They're the greatest bottles of water. They sponsor FRA. Listen, I said David Helwani has the baddest brand out there right now. That 20 brand that he has is fucking amazing. That's one thing for you. Don't talk enough, but your brother's brand is badass. And you probably don't do it because he's your brother and you don't want to like look like you're, you know, whatever. But the 20 one, he has a brother that's actually creative and like probably, you know, Mama Helwani probably loves him the most because his brand is fucking phenomenal.
Listen. You're just trying to gas him up to get some free gear. Jorge, I know the people at ICM, at CAA. If you need an agency with good internet, let me know. Otherwise, you know, you can rock with FRM and their dial-up from 1997. I mean, this is crazy.
Hey, Mon Valley Water, buddy. ICM. I love you, bro. ICM, CAA. Yeah, right.
Oh, here we go.
What's the download speed? Yeah. The download speed is what?
Download 90, download, and we're at a 60.
Oh, this is bullshit. It's his internet, bro. It's his internet. It's his internet. Get out of here, bro.
All right.
Get out of here. Oh, that's crazy. We should have done it from your computer. Kick my office. Anyways.
Hey.
See you guys. Much love. Thanks for doing this. This went off the rails, but I wouldn't want it any other way.
100%. It's the only way to do it, bud.
All right. Take care, guys. Thanks for doing this. Jorge Masvidal, Malky Kawa. What in the world? This is crazy. This is crazy, brother.